away with dull care. The day is set fair, a while is set near, to bring us good cheer. In winter time or summertime, for leisure time and pleasure time, the daily times at Big Ben chimes are radio times. For Christmas time, the party time, for dinner time or dancing time, the daily times at Big Ben chimes are radio time.
Wonderful covers, and all for tuppence, David. Who did this one, this fat cat?
John Gilroy, the famous laughing cat, who's also associated with the Toucan advertisements for that dark beer.
Oh, I see. He must be quite old now, because this is 1936.
1936, yes, and John Gilroy is still alive. He's still with us. He's now 84.
Humour number, this one is called. A lot of them I noticed in the montage were specific numbers.
Yes.
Why was that?
In the 1930s, Maurice Gorham was the art editor, and the policy of Radio Times was to do special numbers, projecting humour, memories, fun. Here we have a Whitsun number, Stanley Herbert's well-known painting of a man taking his radio with him out of doors.
That's always been the point about the Radio Times, hasn't it? That it's sort of friendly and cosy, tells you all you want to know in the nicest sort of way.
Yes, and very much part of a learning process for the public. Here we have a Far Side number by Philip Zeck. The coziness of sitting around your fire listening to the radio.
I suppose there were so few publications around at the time, weren't there? That was really what it was, that people were expected to have it, and it was the one publication that sat there all week.
That's right. And we've just seen the other Far Side number, which was done in the 70s, which I still think the association of Radio Times and being at home with your cosy television is appropriate with your cosy radio.
But it's also always been an art form, in a sense,
indeed.
Hasn't it? I mean, this is very avant-garde.
Very avant-garde indeed. Paul Nash, who of course was eventually a very well-known, renowned wartime artist.
So that it attracted people who really wanted to try something new and different, although it was cosy.
A great deal of experimentation, as there was in radio.
Here's a lovely Christmas cover.
Rex Whistler.
Really, is it?
Yes, who was well-known, and as I'm sure still is, well-known for his book illustration and mural painting.
But very daring, really, for a family little magazine.
Yes, but a magazine that would be with the family for a long period of time. I mean, 2 weeks is quite a time.
Of course, one of the things that people always want to know about radio and television is behind the scenes.
Yes.
And there was quite a lot of, I saw from your book, cartoons showing what goes on.
Yes, and here we have Arthur Watts sort of depicting the interview with the elephants in the studio. And I must say, when I was a child, I did look at the radio and think all the sounds that were coming out were actually the people and animals, what have you.
Well, that's what you believe, they're all in the box.
Indeed, yes.
This is another sort of cartoon,
yes,
really.
in 1941, Robert Sheriff's drawing of the broadcaster at a horse race behind the sandbags. The broadcasting went on through the war.
Of course, after the war, I think really they're the first ones that I begin to remember. I can remember the Radio Times being very black and white and scrolly and very dramatic drawings.
Yes, there was no colour. And here we have Robin Jake's drawing for The Tempest. Drama on radio was very strong indeed. And illustration associated with drama in Radio Times was particularly strong. I think that's beautiful illustration.
What do you think about today, though, David? I mean, now there's so many photographs around. It's not really as adventurous, is it, the Radio Times, as it was?
I don't agree. I certainly think over the last 12 years, drawing still is there. The emphasis may be on photographs. That's what people probably do notice more.
This one's more like a comic strip.
Indeed, that's Frank Bellamy, Doctor Who. And Doctor Who, for many years, was illustrated as a comic strip technique. Because I felt that Doctor Who was, in fact, a comic strip of television.
What's your favourite of all the beautiful pictures in this book?
Well, it's very hard indeed, but certainly a Christmas cover, which reflects, it goes back to the 30s and those special numbers by Pauline Ellison. The Christmas tree is the snow-covered village.
Very traditional.
Wonderful cover.
David Driver, thank you very much
indeed.
indeed.
Thank you.